Good morning. My name is Maurer, and I'm really excited to be leading the discussion today on stress reduction for families. I've been a registered nurse for over 25 years, and I'm honored to be part of this community education workshop. The International Council of Nurses 2011 position statement challenges nurses to proactively go out and become advocates for promoting measures to reduce environment-related health risks. I've been a single working parent for many years, so I understand some of the challenges parents have. I cannot think of a more effective way to achieve a healthier lifestyle than to incorporate ways to reduce stress in our lives. Today we'll be talking about the negative effects of stress and a stressful environment, what causes stress, identifiers to help you and your children recognize and overcome stress, example of stress reduction activities, and how to avoid the book of excuses. Everyone in this room can list negative stressors such as a major life crisis, death of a spouse, divorce, or sick or injured child. But can you also identify positive stressors such as becoming a new parent, getting married, or starting a new career? We need to be aware that both negative and positive elements can add stress to our lives and that we can reduce stress by creating a healthy environment for our families. Let's talk about stress's impact on the body. How does stress affect us? According to Krantz, Thorne, and Kiekel-Glazer's 2013 paper, How Stress Affects Your Health, minor stressors can have negative effects such as headaches, stomach aches, muscle tension, and sleep pattern disturbances, while major stressors can cause imminent danger such as breathing difficulties or a heart attack. Chronic daily stress over time can cause fatigue, irritability, sleep disorders, and stress can also make existing conditions worse, noting that the longer stress lasts, the worse it is for both your mind and your body. Efforts to reduce stress can positively affect your body and longevity. Davidson, Mostovsky, and Wang's 2010 study, Don't Worry, Be Happy, Positive Effect and Reduced 10-Year Incident Coronary Heart Disease, the Canadian Nova Scotia Health Survey, showed a direct correlation between stress and heart disease. Their study looked at the correlation between positive feelings such as happiness, joy, pleasure, and enthusiasm, and the development of heart disease over a 10-year span. Their findings indicated that for every 1 point increase in positive effect on a 5-point scale, the rate of heart disease dropped by 22%. When we are stressed, it affects our children as well. This is an important concept to understand. It is not only important for parents to actively participate in activities that help alleviate their stress, but for them to give their children the tools to do so as well. Done correctly, these activities become routine and, yes, fun. More importantly, most of them can be done as a family, creating a healthy way to spend time together. One thing we need to remember is that men and women respond to stressors differently, and what works for one individual may not work for another. Matricarefi, Agostino Fideli, and Monterossi, 2013, taught the role of touch and massage as an intervention in reducing stress in parents. Probably the most interesting finding was that the intervention was only effective in reducing stress for the mother, not the father. Using t-tests and the value of p less than 0.5, findings found mothers taught this interaction had a significant reduction in stress, with a level of p 0.014, simply by incorporating touch and massage into their daily routine. They concluded that mother stressors may be quite different from those of fathers, and that interventions that work for mothers may not be as effective or even appropriate for fathers. So let's look at some signs of stress in children and teens. What are you looking for? You're looking for negative changes in behavior, feeling sick, headaches, stomach aches, a negative or sudden change in grades, poor sleep patterns, acting out, or becoming withdrawn. A really common sign of stress in school-age children is nightmares. Schradel, Beamelt, and Rouse indicated that children display stress with the outtake of nightmares. Nightmares were directly correlated to the amount and severity of the social stressors identified in the child. Their study consisted of boys and girls between the ages of 6 and 10. 42% reported occasional nightmares, and 19% of the children surveyed reported having nightmares at least once a week. The children listed the causes of stress as low grades, hearing dad talk about oneself, being excluded from groups, quarreling with friends, quarreling with parents, quarreling with siblings, quarreling between parents, moving to a new city, death of a close person, and separation of the parents. Teenagers, just the word teenagers can evoke stress in adults, but I'm here to tell you that I believe a large part of why teenagers act out is due to the extreme stress that they are under. The Thin 2014 supports this, stating that teen stress levels either rival or exceed that of adults. The Thin's paper was based on the August 2013 Harris Interactive poll of almost 2,000 adults and over 1,000 teens. Stressors for teens included pressure to do well in school and sports, testing and applications for college, problems in relationships with parents and friends, difficulty dealing with teachers, family finances, parents fighting or divorce, peer pressure, and bullying. Probably the most alarming finding of this report was that teenagers and adults do not recognize the impact stress has on their physical and mental health. According to the 2014 American Psychiatric Association, or APA report, Stress in America, Are Teens Adopting Adult Stress Habits?, 31% of teens reported feeling overwhelmed, and 30% of teens reported feeling depressed or sad due to stress. Yet an alarming 54% of teens and 39% of adults reported that they felt stress had little or no impact on their body or physical health. As parents, we can combat this by teaching our children how to reduce stress and by modeling the same behavior. So how do we build a healthy environment? I'm going to give you 4 actions or stepping stones to start this process in your own home. First, recognize stress in yourself. Know what causes your stress. Work, traffic, finances, relationships. Everyone reacts to stress differently. Some of the most common signs of stress in adults are irritability, fatigue, lashing out, headaches, heartburn, gas, bloating, and diarrhea. When you identify you are stressed, act on it. Let your family know. Make a statement. Hey guys, I had a long day. I'm grouchy. I'm going outside to sit with a cup of tea to relax. When you do this, you're recognizing your stress, identifying your stress and the fact you've recognized it to your family members, and you're creating a healthy solution that models healthy behavior. Second, identify stress in your child or teen. So what can parents do to identify stress in their children? In 2010, Brown University came out with a handout, Identifying Signs of Stress in Your Children and Teens. As a reference, one of the main components was to listen and translate. Children do not generally use the word stress. Watch for words such as worried, confused, annoyed, and angry. Stressed children and teens will also put themselves down and say things like, I'm stupid, or no one likes me. You need to hear these words and try to figure out what is causing them. The best thing you can do is talk to your child. Sometimes children are not even aware that something is upsetting them, and talking about it can help. Often children, especially teens, will resist talking about things. Be supportive but persistent. For teens, it is helpful to isolate them to communicate. Get them away from electronic devices and phones, go on a walk, or take them to dinner one-on-one. Anything you can think of. Third, seek support. If you feel your child is under an unusual amount of stress, seek support and help. First, be there for each other. If you are fortunate enough to have the support of another parent or grandparent, work together. You are much stronger as a team. Each child responds to each parent differently, so work to create a game plan. If things don't resolve, seek help from counselors, teachers, and if needed, a therapist. Fourth, create a healthy environment plan for your family. Lindquist, Witt, and Crane, 2014, remind us that the person is inseparable from their environment and that stress is unavoidable. I would add that learning to manage stress is a choice. As a nurse, I am always trying to manipulate a patient's surroundings in an effort to create an optimal healing environment. Your focus should be on creating a healthy living environment for your family. A healthy environment plan can be simply done. It is essentially a contract between family members in which everyone agrees to make healthy choices in how they spend time together. To promote success, the plan is created together, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a minute. So what can you do to limit or combat everyday stress? I'm going to challenge you to go home and work on the following 3 attainable goals. First, identify family activities that promote health and reduce stress. This needs to be a family project. It needs to be completed over the next 3 days so you can start applying it by this weekend. The children will need to understand why it's important for a healthy family and that their opinion counts. Ask them what they enjoy doing. Suggestions would be hiking, neighborhood walk, to the neighborhood park, playing games, reading a story as a family, or even having a picnic in the living room. The possibilities are endless. Once you identify activities, you need to develop a family wellness program. So that's the second goal. Develop a family wellness program. Remember what we learned from Matricari, Agostino, Fideli, and Monterossi about mothers and fathers. Everyone has different interventions that work, and they may not be the same as yours. Each child and each parent should have at least one of their choices in the family plan. There should be a designated time every day for this plan. Tuesday at 5, Thursday at 7:30. Make sure you think about cold weather and rainy day options also. Once you identify activities, set a plan that includes physical activities such as riding bikes or walking at least 3 times during the week. I want you to complete this part by the end of the week, again, so you can start this weekend. Finally, hold each other accountable. The book of excuses. Americans are famous for excuses, especially after the workday. We like to put things off until we get around to it. So what are common excuses? I'm too tired, it's too cold outside, I have to do this instead, I have a headache, and of course, I'll do it when I get around to it. So I brought a gift for all of you today. It's a round to it. Have you ever seen a round to it? So now, you can no longer say you'll do it when you get around to it, because you all will have your own round to it. Keep it where every family member can see it. I know these things sound like they're hard to do, but they really aren't. They're very simple steps. You have to make a pact and hold each other accountable. When we have others we are responsible to, we're more likely to get things done. Life happens. It may not always be possible for everyone to participate, so have a makeup plan. If you miss a Thursday night, tell everybody you'll be available at 11 o'clock on Saturday for swimming. Just keep yourself accountable. It takes work at first, but in time it'll become second nature and fun for your family. It will reduce stress, and it will build your family's bond and create a healthier home environment. So to wrap things up, recognize stress in yourself. As previously stated, I believe the #1 way to reduce stress in your home is to work on recognizing and reducing your own stress. Reducing your stress level can not only make you feel better right now, but it can protect you from long-term health problems. Learn to identify stress in your child or teen and seek the support of family and friends when needed. Create a healthy environment plan for your family. Creating a family wellness plan can help you create an environment of wellness in your home and bring your family together. Life is not necessarily going to get any easier, so we need effective ways to deal with what life hands us. Stress reduction activities done as a family help to build positive relationships with your spouse and your children. Talking about and taking actions to reduce stress will help give your children tools and a future of a healthier lifestyle. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you being here. Have a good evening, and remember, you can do it because you have a round to it. So get to it. Thank you.